Welcome everyone to UFC Macau breakdown. We're going to do our best here. The road to UFC fights are going to be here, mixed in with some other kind of interesting fights. So we're going to go over as much as we can here. Let's just start out off, Jim. So Maheshate, Nikolas Motta. I got Motta as a live dog here. What do you think?
Agreed. I I don't like Maheshate. I don't think he's that good. I really don't.
Agreed.
And, I know you're supposed to like fighters coming into their prime and yada yada yada. I just don't think this guy's gotten any better. I haven't seen anything improve from his debut to now. He's super hittable. Where's the improvements? You should beat Gabriel Benitez. Should you beat him by split in 2024? Hell no. So there's no way. There is no possible way that I'm laying money on him. I personally, I think Motta gets a finish in this fight. I do. I think he gets a finish. You know, he had that really, really nasty knockout against Torres, I believe it was. You thought it was going to be career ending. And he jumps back with a no contest and gets the win over Tom Nolan. I mean, I think there is some tread left on the tires of Motta. I do. I think he's got a much higher ceiling than Maheshate. A lot of this 10-3 is not fantastic fighters. So give me Motta as a dog, man. Start the night with a dog.
I think his counter punches are what's going to be a big problem. Like Maheshate, he just like comes in like hands down, like I'm going to knock somebody out, and then like he does. Motta, he got his win against Tom Nolan with a really nice counter shot. I think the counter shots are going to be there all day. So I'm with you. There's no way I'm laying juice on Maheshate versus Nikolas Motta here. So you're going to hear this a lot tonight, but can I just say, like, some of these Asian fighters and road to UFC, it all looks like they trained out of the same gym.
Yep.
They all fight the same.
Mm-hmm.
All my notes on these guys are like decent striking, decent wrestling, decent grappling, not killers, can kind of all do the same thing. That's going to be the theme of the night here. So when I say that, I don't care who wins. Give me the over. So I'm going to go with this next fight, Long Xiao and Quang Li. Yeah, give me the over on this one. Do you have any opinions on this one?
There's going to be wrestling. There's going to be wrestling, and we're going to kill some time. Two very evenly matched, not great fighters. So, yes, give me the over. Give me the over 2.5. This has decision written all over it. I don't want a part of a side. I'm not even
split.
I'm not even like running to the window to bet the decision, but that's the bet in the fight. Like, that's the bet is take this fight to go the distance or the over 2.5. I have nothing to say breakdown wise on either guy because, like you said, they all fight the same. They just all fight the same.
It's like their powers kind of cancel each other off because they're all kind of doing the same thing. Like I said, like there's no differentiation from any of these fighters.
Yeah.
And so it's really tough. So I'm just taking the overs. I just don't think there's a big advantage for any of these guys. So, all right. Our boy, Kavanagh and Jose Ochoa, the floor is yours, brother. You and I loved Kavanagh. I have been a little bit worried about him, and you have been like, do not worry. This is Kavanagh. So let's talk the sweet nuppins of Kavanagh here.
The man he has everything. He has everything that we want. He has everything that we need. He's like a Walmart, man. Whatever you need is in there. He's got it. He's got it. He can wrestle. His speed is something to behold. The experience, I know 7-0, but I believe 2-time glory champion. I mean, just crazy experience already in combat sports. His counter striking is absolutely pinpoint accurate and fantastic. There's a charisma about this kid. He is our Carlos Prates of this season. He just flat out is. There is something about him, and we've been pretty good at sniffing this out. When there's just something about a fighter where you're like, you know what? That's the guy I want my money on. That's the guy that UFC is going to be pushing. That guy's going to be in a main event against Neil Magny. Like, he fits the mold. And this is a spot to really get, people were wondering why he was on this card. He's fought in Asia.
Yeah.
There's a market for him over here. I mean, what more else do you need besides the UFC marketing machine pushing him out here? I know Jose Ochoa is 7-0. I don't think he's going to throw anything at Kavanagh that he hasn't seen. I think he's going to come forward. He's going to swing wild, try to make a statement. And that counter striking is going to be there all night long for as long as it lasts for Kavanagh. I think he pieces him up and gets Ochoa even out of here. I would not be shocked to see him get him out. His striking is just too clean. Too clean.
Yeah, I like what I've seen from Ochoa. I liked what I saw in his last fight against Pantoja. Not that Pantoja, but then Bison combat and no contest against a 2-3 fighter. So yeah, I'm with you. Carlos Prates was our BMF award winner at the end of last season, and it worked out well. And I think we got to recognize that we're not too bad at figuring out who's going to be great. I think Kavanagh is going to be great. So, yeah, Kavanagh is absolutely the pick on this one. Carlos Hernandez against. I'm not even going to try. I'm sorry.
Nope, don't bother. It's all good.
Not gonna try. So, do you have any thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, Carlos Hernandez is one of the most popular Twitter bets of the week, so I'm out. I'm just out.
Wow.
I'm just out. Everybody's talking up Carlos Hernandez. Oh, Carlos Hernandez should win. Bah, 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 bah. Do you not remember watching these guys' fights? He's got pillow hands, first of all. Number one. Absolute
Yes, he does.
and utter pillow hands. I mean, probably would you say probably the least amount of punching power in the UFC? Who else is more of a decisionator? It's
pretty
horrible.
bad. This guy's only beat Bondar.
Yeah, his chin is bad too. Let's not forget.
Well, he got here by a split decision on Contender Series, which is never a great sign.
I can't buy into him, so it's nigh for me here. I wonder again, why did they fly Carlos Hernandez across the world for this fight? Why?
This is a weird one.
Isn't it strange?
Yeah, this Tumendemberel was supposed to fight Andre Lima, so now he's fighting. That fight fell out in Carlos Hernandez.
There's a lot of outside motivation in this market for the UFC. Just keep that in mind, folks. There's a lot of outside motivation.
Correct. So here's my case for Carlos Hernandez. Loses to Soroa, Tyra, and Nascimento. These are submission wrestling, like grappling experts. His opponent is not. So I'll just say it again. I don't care who wins. Give me this fight to go a long ways. I just don't see a finish. Who's finishing who in this one? This is how I'm looking at some of these like really, really strange fights. Like this guy, sorry. Like, but it's road to UFC. He's got a rear naked choke against who's this guy? Have you ever heard of him? I haven't. Decision.
It's road to UFC. What do you expect?
Yeah, these guys are fighting people with similar skill sets. So I don't care who wins. Take it to go the distance. Xiaocan Feng and Ming Shi. This one,
nice on those. You made up for it knowing those names.
Well, yeah,
that was
good.
Did it.
Well, because we did a deep dive and we love Feng
yes.
on this one. So I will let you talk about Feng on this one. We have a 5'7" versus 5'2" fighter here. Yeah. Yes, I'm all in.
Yeah, I don't see any firepower coming from Ming Shi that is going to do anything to Feng. I just don't. It's too damn limited. It's just too damn limited. And we'll get to another fighter later on in the card where there comes a point we talk about it. Well, what? Who was our guy that just got submitted? The decisionator. It'll come to me. There's a bunch of fighters. They have short, stocky arms, and they just are limited at a certain point. You can't go up against Cody Stamen. You can't go up against.
I was going to go Munoz. I was going to go.
There's the
Pedro
second
Munoz.
one, right?
So,
These guys at some point just cannot overcome these physical limitations. I don't care how good you are. This is a massive height difference. And Feng is long. She is mean. I think she is going to piece this girl up on the feet. And look, she's no slouch in the wrestling either. I think she's going to have a real hard time getting on top of Feng. I would think that Feng is going to be the one that's going to end up on top in these situations.
agreed.
And I think she's going to get some great finishing upside in this spot. I'm not going to mess around with that. I just like Feng as a parlay piece on the money line. She could win a decision, but it would not shock me to see her get a finish. Those long arms and those grappling situations with a short, stockier fighter, so much is going to be available for her that if these girls were both 5'5", wouldn't be there.
So Feng is sometimes you got to be careful with these really long, like beanpole, I'm sorry, that's a terrible term, I guess.
No, great term.
But Feng has strength.
Yes.
Like she's not throwing weak kicks or weak jabs. She's one of these fighters that, horrible analogy, but like Sean O'Malley.
No, it's a great analogy.
Skin, like skinny.
Yeah.
But when his kicks are coming, you got to be worried. When those jabs are coming, you got to be worried. And Feng just has she has a 5-inch height advantage, and she may be stronger.
I think she is.
Yeah, so I think this is one of those, like, I don't want to say cakewalk, but for Ming Shi to try and get inside of Feng is going to be a tall ass. That's a brutal way to try and like win a fight, to go in against somebody that's 5 inches taller than you. So
age as well. Age is on Feng's side. She's the one to push in here.
Yeah,
I think everybody's worried about the big names. I think this is the setup fight of setup fights, except for maybe one more on this card. I think this one is a total setup fight.
Feng may be the real deal.
Yeah.
Like of all the people kind of fighting here, like she's the one that has kind of the outlier, like physical attributes that may make a splash in UFC. So we're going to go over a couple of other road to UFC regular fights. We'll tell you we have you're a Sahota, don't know Choi. I don't care who wins. Give me this fight to go the over, because I did film work on these guys and they look the same. Do you have any hot takes on this one?
No, I don't. This is a fight I just totally passed. I did do some research on it and I got nowhere. It was a waste of 45 minutes. It really was. I could have been productive doing so many other things.
It's tough. It's really, really tough. Like, listen, like we really want to give you guys some hot takes and some like really inside info. And I really think that the road to the UFC, like at this stage, they're searching for people to fill these roles. And Jim, when I say that they look like they fight the same, fighters when they come out of gyms, right? Like you can see real styles coming out of gyms, and these guys, they just look like they all came out of the same gym.
Yeah. There's nothing that they do crazy. I mean, you're going to have a big size advantage for Kiru. Not really a fan of his level of competition, and not a fan of Choi's competition. So,
and it's not their fault
it's nothing against them. Yeah, it's the hand we're dealt right now. Yeah, I'm not willing to lay my money or your guys' money on a pick that I'm not confident in, and it's certainly not either of these guys.
Yeah, it's messy. Like, I mean, this guy Choi, he made it here because he won 2 split decisions. Is that gonna go well moving forward?
I bet it's gonna bode very well for his career long term.
Yeah, so
all 2 fights of it.
Overs. Yeah. So and here we go with Su Young Yu. And I'm not even going to try here again. Jim, I don't care who wins. This fight is going over. Same thing. Exact same thing.
You could just put air quotes over the past 5 minutes of what we said, and just there you go.
Okay.
You got to pass on some of these. It starts at 3 a.m. You don't want to have 12 plays on this card. Pick your spots.
You're
and
right. We're
sleep in.
aiming for 15.
Hopefully
We are
wake up
aiming for 15 plays.
wake up and count your money.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, all right. So before we get to Ozzy Diaz and Ming Zhang, plays that we have up, we have a soccer 2-pack going into the weekend. College football best bet 5%. This goes off on Friday evening. So if you're watching this now, grab that play. UFC 4% play that is up. That goes off middle of the night. Is that a Friday night or Saturday morning play? You have to know that this card starts
before the college football day of games. That's what it goes off.
Yeah, it's just a weird one. I'll just be 100% honest with you guys. Friday is going to be bonkers. We have darts plays on Friday day. We have a 5% college football play Friday evening. We have a UFC play that starts at 3 a.m. Did you know Formula One? Because they decide to be complete assholes about it and want to run it at 1 a.m. On Las Vegas time. So when we have plays come out, they're going to be at weird hours, and there is nothing we can do about it. We will let you know when Formula One plays are coming out, but for all you guys watching, please
get ready.
Just understand that starting Thursday evening, Friday, it's going to be a whirlwind, and we got a lot of units up. So I would encourage everyone to get a 3-day pass. That's the best way to do it. When you're watching this, just get a 3-day pass. You get your college football 5% and UFC 4% best bet. That is up. So, all right, Jim, let's get back into now. We got some fights with some fighters.
Now we got something to talk
actually know about. Ozzy Diaz and Ming Zhang. Jim, the floor is yours, because I know your thoughts on Ozzy Diaz.
Oh, I've said the words Ozzy Diaz more times than I ever thought I ever would this week trying to talk about this fight. Let's select Ozzy Diaz, shall we? Let's go to Ozzy Diaz first. First red flag. We have a non-contender series winner getting a shot on an international UFC card.
Can I just stop you right there? I will just guarantee. I don't do locks. I don't do guarantees. I will guarantee you Ozzy Diaz does not look like this picture when he steps into the octagon.
I'll give anybody any odds.
Minus a 10,000 to 1 that Ozzy Diaz doesn't look like this guy. There is no chance. No chance.
All right, no, Ozzy's up a weight class as well. This is light heavyweight. It's not going to go well for Ozzy. It's just not. He was getting the snot kicked out of him. These 2 wins after the Joe Pyfer knockout.
Yeah, Joe Pyfer murdered him.
Yeah, Pyfer murdered him. He was brought in as a sacrificial lamb then. He's going to be a sacrificial lamb now. But these 2 fights that he had in LFA, he was getting the snot beat out of him. And lucky for him, Bevon Lewis, who I'm familiar with Bevon Lewis, is not a good fighter. Gasses out trying to finish him and gets killed.
That's all he's He's a one-trick pony.
Horrible. Chuck Campbell, another bad fighter. Couldn't get him out of there. Gets finished. So, look, these guys are horrible. Again, why are they flying Ozzy Diaz to China to fight perhaps a legit Chinese prospect? Not one of these road to UFC flunkouts. They are going to push this kid. He is a knockout artist. He is exciting. He's big for the weight class. I think he brings the heat, and he's going to get Ozzy out of there. What I love more than anything is that this kid has faced adversity. He's had the ups. He's had the downs. He's only 26 years old. He's experienced everything that Ozzy Diaz is going to throw at him in this fight. So apart from a ridiculous out of left field upset, I love this pick. Love this pick. I think Ozzy gets knocked out inside of 2 rounds. I think this is the best parlay piece on the entire card. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Can I poke some holes in Ming Zhang and then poke some holes in my poke some holes? All right. So rear naked choke, punch, decision, left leg, punch. He's been finished a few times. 17-6. It's not a great record. Fighting level of competition that I think he's fought. And I think a lot of people may look at that. Here's my argument to that. The man is 26 years old now. And when you go back and look at these losses, this was 2019. This guy was in his early 20s. This guy was kind of a baby.
2017.
2014 was
19
his
years
first.
old.
He's a teenager. I like watching these guys develop and get better as their career goes on. So these losses, I actually think may be good things
Mhm.
for him.
I agree.
You and I talk about this a lot. Like, it's okay if you lose a fight if you learn from it. Like, if you fight like an idiot and you don't learn anything from it, then we're out. Listen, he flatlined Ribeiro, just like absolutely flatlined him. And was coming off a road to UFC where he did the same thing, flatlined him. So I think he's entering his physical prime. I'm not going to hold those losses against him. In fact, I may make the case they might be good for him.
Mhm.
So I'm with you that Ozzy Diaz sucks. And Zhang, yeah, this is probably a showcase fight for him. We've seen these guys getting better and better and better. So
I just want to see what his odds are as of now because we are recording this late in the week. Minus 340 on the money line.
it's got to
Getting
be
steep, but
yeah.
Still think it's worth it.
Yeah, we just like Ozzy Diaz. He holds his hands down. Like, he's ripe to be like picked off. Like, his path to victory is to hope that Zhang just like gets tired and then he finishes him in like round 2 or 3. But not sure that Zhang is down for that. So, all right, Volkan Ozdemir and Carlos Ulberg. We talk at nauseum about fighters that we have good reads on, and Carlos Ulberg is one of my guys.
You're taking the lead on this one. The floor is yours, sir.
Okay, I will be happy to do that.
This is your boy here.
I love Carlos Ulberg. The man he was a model, and then now a fighter, and he could be both. So we get the handsome factor, and we get the amazing striking factor, which we've never really seen before. I'll go through his fights here real quick. So, completely gasses himself against Kennedy, like threw like 120 strikes in the first round, and realized that was a bad idea. This Fabio Charant fight to this day is one of the funniest fights I've ever watched because it was you and I.
It's infuriating.
Well, because Carlos Ulberg, he had one job, which was don't get tired.
Mhm.
They were like, I don't care if you lose, just don't get tired. So he was like, so what I loved is he's just gotten better and better and better. And Jim, you know as well as I do, when you're training with the best, greatness gets in your head. This guy's training with Izzy. He's training with, when he comes out to the octagon, they pan over to the crowd. It's a who's who of UFC Hall of Famers.
It's all of city kickboxing.
it's
all of them.
It's crazy. They're all there for him. So he takes care of after the Fabian Shrine. All right. Now I'm going to strike. Bang. Knocks him out. Negarano. Yeah. Tough guy. Bang. Pateria, he should knock him out. Guess what? He does. Bang. I like this Dawoon Jung fight because he goes the distance. Except that it's like he does a lot of damage on this guy. Knocks him down late and gets a submission. There's nothing you can take away from this Alonzo Metafield fight. Metafield comes flying across the ring. Ulberg just pounds him. So I respect Ozdemir. I really do. I'm just not sure his game is ready for Ulberg. He knocks out Johnny Walker, who looked like a shell of a fighter. Goose Golf, I called that like one of my better calls, like since you and I have been doing the shows. Loses to Krylov, goes to decision against Paul Craig, loses to Ankalaev, loses to Yuri. I feel like Ozdemir is what he is, where he's got good strikes. Are they like leveling? No. Is his grappling amazing? No. Is his wrestling amazing? No. Does he have anything that's going to completely overwhelm Ulberg? No. So when I'm looking at like top end, who's got the highest upside? It's Carlos Ulberg. I don't want to overthink this. I've been betting on Carlos Ulberg like nonstop. I'm going back to it again. I think it's Carlos Ulberg, and I think it's by knockout. If this gets out of the first round, I think Ozdemir's tired because I think he tries to wrestle, and you don't think Ulberg's ready for this. He's got like the best training partners. I think they have him ready, and I think Ozdemir is a little bit of a gatekeeper, and I think Ulberg's ready for a title run. So I have Ulberg. I have Ulberg by knockout, and this is one of those guys I've been betting on for a long time. So I'm going to keep with it. What do you think?
Lots of love for Vulcan. Lots of love. Still a steep underdog. Still not enough respectable money's been on it to make him the favorite. But I keep hearing about how everybody wants to fade Carlos Ulberg. He's still sitting at minus 230. Something doesn't smell right, does it? This is a fake dog, in my opinion. This is a fake dog where people convince themselves that it's a value pick.
We love fading value picks. You know what value means.
Value. This value on Vulcan, when he's on his back looking up at the sky, let me know how your value feels. Look, everybody's been poking holes in Carlos Ulberg's record. Can you go back to Vulcan Ozdemir for a minute? Let me just point this out. Since nobody wants to talk about this, let's look at his wings. The ghost of Johnny Walker, Bogdan Guskov, who's going to get his, by the way. Going to get his.
That was his debut. We called it. That was one of my most
and he's horrible.
He's horrible.
He's an atrocious fighter. Paul Craig, who we now know sucks. Okay. Got outstruck by an inactive Bo Nickel, and he's been working on his striking forever. Sucks. Okay. Ilir Latifi.
Preach, Jim. Preach.
Ilir Latifi. Alexander Rakic, good win. Split decision. One judge sees it a different way. That's another loss. Okay. Keep scrolling down.
Oh, boy. Oh,
Jimmy Manua. Misha Serkinov. A split to OSP, meaning again, one judge sees one round the other way, and that's a loss. This guy has beaten nobody. He's slow. His chin is bad. He does not have one punch knockout power. He is going to be so slow on the recoil. If Carlos Ulberg can stay calm and stay safe in the first round, he is going to land a counter shot that is going to put Ozdemir down and put him down. This is a changing of the guard. Ozdemir's time is over. His nickname's No Time. I don't think he's got any time left. I'm done with the fraud of Vulcan Ozdemir. I'm done. People saying he's value pick this week really just, I know. I came in hot.
I love it.
Sometimes you gotta, guys. Sometimes you gotta. I just think it's dumb money. I think it's dumb money. I could look like a fool, but that's okay. Wouldn't be the first time.
Wow. I love it. You're giving me more faith in my boy Ulberg. I was on him from the very beginning, so I got to ride with him. And love it. All right, Kong Wang, Gabriela Fernandez. Coming to you first. Interested in your thoughts on this one.
Gabriela Fernandez is not good now. I don't think she has anything dangerous in her game. She's really a big physical girl, but she's actually smaller in this fight. So that fight against Carly Judas, that was a really, really close fight. I personally had that scored for Carly. I thought she did enough with the volume. I thought that maybe the look was a bad look for Carly, the way she was reacting to punches, but thought she had it on the volume. Kind of really read that fight to where I thought a live bet with Judas late was going to be good money. Didn't pan out that way. Not holding it against her, but I just look. Teresa Bleda. I mean, losing to Jazz is a good, whatever. That's fine. But I just don't think she's a good fighter. And again, what does the UFC want? They want Kong Wang to get another knockout. They want a fast rusher to the title because they have nobody else to fight in this division who anybody cares about. Just on and on. And Macy Barber's injured. She was supposed to get the title shot. Grasso's leg is broken. She's out for a while. They have nobody left in this division. That's exciting. So they're going to fast track Kong Wang. Thinking that the Kong Wang by knockout might be the parlay. Well, we didn't get there yet, but that's going to be the very fancy pick. I think Kong wins this by decision. I think she puts a 3-round butt kicking on Gabriela and just cruises her way to a dominant decision win here.
I'm not that sold on Kong Wang, especially at this price. I mean, this thing's like minus 1,000 at this point. Like we're recording this on Thursday evening. Ridiculous. 6 fights, and you're gonna be a minus 1,000 favorite because you beat Yanan Wu and Paula Luna. You know, all the obvious title contenders for UFC, right? Come on, like Dragon UFC head kick and Huya FC. She comes from a kickboxing background. I get that she's got really good background. I don't know. This has bed shitter written all over it. It really does. Well, we'll get to Parlay Buster. This is going to be mine. Hernandez is tough. She's got big muscles. She can wrestle. This has got disaster written all over it. Seriously, who has Kong Wang fought that makes you?
Well, this is what I was saying with the finish. Is she finishes Victoria Leonardo? I nailed that fight with Victoria Leonardo. How Victoria, when she faces firepower, she's done.
Awful.
She's done. She's
awful.
done. Now she just got a win, I believe, in LFA. Good for her.
Okay.
But fights against, was it LFA? No, it was Invicta.
Well,
okay,
we laugh because poor Victoria Leonardo, look who
she
she's
got
had
fed
to
to
face
the
in
butcher block
UFC.
here. Oh,
Fiorot, Melissa Gatto, Natalia.
brutal.
It was like, can we just hit you in the head with a shovel? Would that be a fair fight?
But this is my point with Kong. I think everybody's going to gravitate towards the knockout, and you're right. This smells like a greasy split decision, doesn't it?
It absolutely greasy. I think this one goes the distance. I think Hernandez is a gamer. Losing to Jasmine and Bleda, like grapplers, wrestlers, but Carly Judas. Carly Judas is a high volume striker, and she hung with her. Like she got tired towards the end, but I don't think this is a wash. I certainly don't think minus 1,000 will make a parlay because you gotta put it with like a couple other things. So
yeah, that's rough. You got to pick a method. So yeah, we won't do anything with the money line.
Kanan Song, Muslim Salikov. I have a very strong opinion about this fight. What do you think?
Oh, go. If you have a strong opinion, go. This could be good. It's a guy that we were furious with and Grandpa. So this is gonna be great.
I always want to fade the old fighter.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a Muslim Salikov who's 40 years old. So we want to fade the old fighter. Kanan Song is 34. Here's the problem. Kanan Song at 34 is way older than Salikov at 40. Kanan Song's done.
He's horrible.
He's done ski. We bet against him, we bet on him against Ricky Glenn because Ricky Glenn is a full-time plumber. And he barely beat him. And he was gassed in the second round. He was gassed in the third round. This guy got lit up by Kevin Jessett. Bedoya, okay. Gets knocked out by Gary, gets knocked out by Max Griffin. And I don't care if Salikov is on the special vitamins because there's no way you can tell me he was on the same vitamin regime when he fought Randy Brown than when he fought Santiago.
He looked way better in that one, didn't he?
You think? There was something going on there. So, yeah, if I want to bet on a guy, I want the guy on the special vitamins. Salikov's 40. He's the younger fighter. He just is. Kanan Song is so gassed after the first round, and Salikov is that annoying. I'm going to wrestle. I'm going to grapple. I'm going to make your life a living hell. Mm-hmm. And I think this is my woulda, coulda, shoulda. That Kanan Song, it's in front of his home crowd. No, Salikov at 40, when he shows up and he just wrestles and grapples this guy to death, that Kanan Song is going to be exhausted in the second round, and live lines are going to be Salikov minus 4,000. That's what I think.
You nailed it, dude. You nailed it.
Oh, you're on the same page as me?
I totally expected you to be the other way.
Oh!
Just because of the 40-year-old thing. And then you're right. When you go back and you look, not for nothing, Song's had more fights as well. So he's 5 years younger and had more fights. I mean, look, who's more skilled? Let me ask you this. If you put skill versus skill, who has more skills?
It's Salikov.
Like by a landslide.
Just as wrestling and grappling.
Yes.
It's not even close.
The man's sambo striking is heads and tails above Kenan Song. I love when people are like, Song can crack. Oh, can he? What, on his fourth punch of the fight? Because it'll be round 3 and he'll have about 4 punches that he's thrown. So he better crack on the first 4. I agree with you, man. I think it's Salikov. Song is going to gas. Salikov is going to have the bigger moments as well. Those spin kicks. We say this all the time. Spin kicks and head kicks that don't land, doesn't matter. They score. In the eyes of the judges, that's trying to end the fight. So after seeing Salikov against Ponzinibbio, yeah, I'm in. I like Salikov as well.
Yeah,
I think this is the what's that?
John Jones landing that ridiculous thing.
If you land them, they'll put you down, man. It's strong. But Salikov to ruin the Asian market.
I think he wrecks it. I'm stunned. I was looking at it, I was like, oh, Salikov minus 400. Like, really? We're gonna give Kenan Song? All right. We're getting to the co-main here. Xiao Yan and Tabitha Ricci. Yan is the big favorite. I'm gonna go to you first. Let's talk it out. This is a really, really tough one for me. What's your thoughts?
It's not that hard for me.
Ooh,
not that hard.
Clear cut.
I kind of had my mind up with this fight from day one when it was announced here. I like Yan.
Okay.
Reason I like Yan is this. Again, spoke about it earlier in the card. There comes a point where the physical disadvantage is too much to overcome. It's just too damn much. She does not have the physical imposing character to take her over to the top to be a top 5 fighter in this weight class and challenge for the title. If you put Ricci in there with Wei Li, Wei Li is going to suplex her around the cage for however long she wants. Yan is coming off fighting the best in this division for a couple years now. People wonder about the motivation. It's not like she's some dinosaur. Yeah, she's been around the block, but is there anything that Ricci is going to throw at her that she hasn't seen before? I don't think there's a damn thing that Ricci can do differently than everybody that Yan has fought. She going to wrestle better than Wei Li? No. She going to hit harder than Andrade? No. You can go through the entire list. If you match up any of those matchups with Ricci gets smoked. Okay? So I like Yan in this spot. I think this fight could look more like minus 300 at the end. If Ricci can't get the takedown, this is going to be a bad, bad night for her. And I'll go out on a limb. If she can't get the takedowns, there's a damn good shot that Yan finishes her late round 2, round 3. I think Ricci's face is going to get busted up. Jillian Robertson made her bleed on the feet. Let's get real here. What's going to happen if she can't get the takedowns against Yan?
All right. Here's my worry. Yan got obliterated in April. Widely saying, probably should have, choked her out. Whatever.
Round 1. It was the end of round 1. I think she was.
It was the end of round 1. So who has she won? Who she beat? Jessica Andrade landed a beautiful one shot. That thing was crisp. Before that, Mackenzie Dern. Was that awesome?
I remember that fight. And what I was impressed with, she had good takedown defense. And when she did get taken down, she just popped right back up. She fought up the single leg very well.
All right. So she loses to Marina Rodriguez, loses to Carlos Esparza. So now we're going back, 2020. I agree with you that Yan has all the physical aspects. What got taken out of her in that last fight? Was that something that changed her career? She's 35. And you got Tabitha Ricci, who 29. So I get the younger fighter. Mm-hmm. And Tabitha Ricci, she's like a little annoying gnat. I will land a bunch of volume, I'll land a bunch of strikes, and I will steal around from you. I do not want to lay the price on Yan on this one because I think Ricci is on the way up, and her game is so weird. It's so strange that I wonder if Yan is going to be able to deal with it. Power strikes, Yan all day. Volume, I think it's Ricci. And in a 3-round fight, I think Ricci's live. 5-round, it's Yan all day. It's like not even like remotely close. 3-round, I think it's Ricci. So if you're looking at underdogs, I think there's worse underdogs that you could look at. So I'm not betting it, but I'm terrified if you take Yan in these I'm terrified if you take Yan as a parlay piece and she just absorbed too much damage in the last fight. And there's Ricci like throwing a million shots in the last minute, and all of a sudden it's a split decision. So I take the over. I don't think this fight.
That's a good bet.
Yeah.
Over is a piece.
The only path to victory for any of these like fighters is Yan like to KO Ricci, and I don't think that's going to happen. So, all right, Petr Yan and Deiveson Figueiredo. Floor is yours. What do you think?
Deiveson's due. He's due. We very rarely have seen these fighters switch weight classes and make it all the way to the top. It's a really, really hard thing to do. Number one, you're switching weight classes. You're also doing this usually in your 30s, your mid to late 30s. You're not switching weight classes when you're 26, 27. At that point, you're still able to make your natural weight and challenge for the title. I think this is enough. It's kind of enough. He's so due for a loss here. He gets to fight the ghost of Cody Garbrandt, takes him down easy, piece of cake.
Let's start with Rob Font because that was his first fight at this weight division. Let's start with Rob Font.
Yeah, I mean it's Rob Font, right? Not really a big, giant, dangerous, murderous power puncher or anything, and we saw Figgy still have to manage his cardio in round 3. Then he gets to fight Cody, gets the big submission. Oh, it's Figueiredo's weight class. Boy, how many people said he was going to kill Marlon and finish him? Oh, he's a finisher at this weight class. Decision. Cheeto gives away the first round. Of course, it's a decision for him. Now he's got to fight a natural weight fighter at this weight class who's been fighting the best of the best his entire career. The first moment that you heard Petr Yan's name, he was fighting for titles. Like nobody knew who he was. Okay. The head kick KO of Uriah Faber was really his coming out party. And from there on out, it was titles. New 3
this
fight
man's
deal.
Career. Is there any other fighter that has a different career path with just a couple of things? Like look at illegal knee.
Two
Sterling.
rounds could change his career.
Yeah. Sterling split. O'Malley split. You could argue both of those. Merab just does what he does.
Mm-hmm.
But it's amazing looking at this guy's career and you're going, really?
Wild.
This guy's having to fight Figueiredo, like moving up. It's
and
a
he's
wild
younger.
Career path. That's what's amazing.
There's so many things that are in Jan's
He's 31.
Favor. He's younger. He's bigger. He's more naturally at this class. He's more diverse. He's got more tools. More. So I my pick is Yan in this. I think Figueiredo is due for a loss. Figgy's getting up there in age. I don't think he challenges for a title. I just don't. I have a hard time seeing him at 36-year-old make it to the top of this division and challenge for a world title. So give me the guy who's been there, done that. Give me Yan.
Jim, this guy that's in the picture, is that the figure that he's going to show up in?
Oh, not exactly.
No.
There'll be some things missing from that picture.
He had 2 takedowns against Vera. They were both in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
One was a great takedown. The other was when Vera tried to do this jumping, flying knee, and it got scored a takedown. This is 5 rounds. This is 5 rounds.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest selling point for me. So I have Yan, probably Yan by decision. So
The 5 rounds. I mean, you take Yan by decision. I don't hate a sprinkle on 3 and 4. Figgy could be done here in round 3 or 4.
He's 36. He's been through wars and wars and
He
wars.
can't get the takedown. He is in trouble.
Even
trouble.
I would actually make the case that getting a takedown might be terrible for him. Because if he gets a takedown and Yan just like out wrestles him and like gasses him a little bit, like Fig like wants to get the takedown so he can kind of save himself a little bit.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, Yan is just up and up and up and yeah, I'm with you on Yan. So all right, let's go to the Parlay Buster. This is a play that everyone is going to put in their parlays, and we think it might lose. So Jim, what do you think? Brutal card.
Well, since we skipped like 3 fights because they're all parlay busters, let's see what is going to be in everybody's parlays.
Who's everyone going to put in their parlays?
I hate to say it, I already know who you're going to pick, so I'll keep with that. I think people are going to try to get off of the Quang number, and they're going to take her by knockout. And they're going to have to parlay it because it's minus.
Oh, so you think people are going to take Quang by knockout?
Well, I was thinking it's either this or could it possibly be Zhang not getting the knockout of Ozzy Diaz? But no, I don't think Ozzy Diaz makes it 3 rounds. So I'm going to go with Wang by KO TKO. I think she wins a decision. And a lot of everybody's Hail Mary by finish parlay. Just that's the last leg too. Like right there.
Yeah.
You finish it out with her and she just blows it for everybody. It's a tough card to pick a money line. I gotta be honest. I like a lot of the favorites.
I'll go with Tabitha Ricci to blow everyone's parlay. Like a greasy split decision. Yan doesn't look great in the first round. Ricci like does enough to make it like kind of interesting. Like Yan maybe drops Ricci, but Ricci like throws somewhere in the neighborhood of 200 strikes in the first round. So I'll go for that for the Parlay Buster. All right. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. The bet that we're all regretting. Why didn't we make that bet? Why do we lay our mortgage on? What do you think?
I think we're going to agree here. I think there's one and there's only one.
Ooh, okay.
It's gotta be Salikov. It's just gotta be.
You are on the same page as
me.
I
can't think of a better one than him. I know I want to come up with like a separate one, but God, Song is just so bad. He's so bad. You're right. I think he's done, man. This could be one of those nobody talks about retirements. Like, could be done. Done.
I'm with you. If Salikov is on the special vitamins, he's gonna roll through. Like this could be an ass whooping. Like there could be a 10-8 round where Salikov gets Song on the ground and just doesn't let him up.
True.
Song does not have a good wrestling, grappling, get up game. Salikov does. Look at his profile picture. But like, and look at Song's profile picture. He's like, what am I, Hulk Hogan? Yeah. So, all right. I think that's going to do it for us. Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Listen, protect your bankrolls this weekend. It's a middle of the night card. Get some rest.
Just
have a better
one play, get you some profit. Like, just do not throw a ton of plays on this one. Yeah, absolutely. So, all plays can be found at Wager Talk. Go ahead and grab those. Good luck on your plays, and we'll see you around later.
See you later, guys.